This is a video to show you how you can complete a lesson quiz. On the right side of my home page in Marine Science, you do have some items that are part of your to-do list. If they are in your to-do list and they have due dates in the past, then these are items that are missing and need completing. Let's see how we can get the Categorizing Life in the Sea quiz completed. This will help new students or students just getting started on how to complete a lesson quiz. It gives us our instructions for the Categorizing Life in the Sea quiz, and it gives us several links. We're going to click Take the Quiz to start our quiz. But we do want to open a few items. When we are completing a quiz, we want to gather our notes and information we have for the lesson. We want to open the lesson after opening our quiz so that we can use our lesson pages to help us in our responses. So in this quiz, I can click on Categorizing Life in the Sea and open my lesson in a new tab. When I click that, I open up my lesson pages, the lesson pages that go with this quiz. That's going to help me find the correct response. You can also click on the Categorizing Life vocab if there's a link available. And using the right click with your mouse and selecting Open Link in New Tab always ensures that this page doesn't close that you're currently on and that it opens in a new tab. So I can also use this as a reference or resource while I am completing the quiz. If we start the quiz, we click Take the Quiz. Notice it does say some information in terms of details, total points, due date, and it does say you have 2 attempts. So if we don't earn 100% on our first attempt, we can retake it. The first question says, which Swedish biologist is often called the father of taxonomy? We have 4 choices. So if we don't know our answer, we want to go into our lesson pages. We want to go through our lesson pages and consider that we're looking for Swedish biologist, father of taxonomy, on one of the pages. But I'm sure we can find the answer. On page 2, it gives us information about taxonomy. In the second paragraph, it says scientists needed a way to group all of the known animals into families that were similar. And you can use the toolbar at the top and have it read aloud to you. So you can click on the paragraph, highlight it, and go up top to select. Begin reading.
A way to grow. This science of classifying organisms is also known as taxonomy. Scientists consider a Swedish biologist by the name of Carolus Linnaeus, who lived during the 18th century, to be the father of taxonomy. One commonly used method for organizing all the known.
And we just heard that sentence, scientists consider a Swedish biologist by the name of Carolus Linnaeus, who lived during the 18th century, to be the father of taxonomy. So I can go back to my quiz and select Carolus Linnaeus. Then I go to number 2. It says, which of the following statements defines taxonomy? So we want to find the definition for taxonomy. We can continue reading here on the lesson. We can also check our vocab. Let's take a look at the vocab, see if we find it. You can move through the flashcards. The scientific classification of organisms, that's one of our choices. It says that that's the definition of taxonomy. Taxonomy is the scientific classification of organisms. Well, let's go back to our quiz, which has found our second answer. So the scientific classification of organisms is the definition of taxonomy. Number 3 says, which of the following represents the 7 divisions of the common method of organizing organisms from the largest group to the smallest group? From the largest to the smallest. So we can go back to our lesson. It says, starting here, in the system, there are 7 divisions: kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. Let's find out about which is larger and smaller in terms of these groups. But that's one order. We're just not sure if it's in the order from largest to smallest. The next paragraph says, the classification system works in such a way that the first top division, kingdom, is less specific than the last bottom division, species. For example, in the division kingdom, you will find broad categories such as plants or animals. And as you go down the classification system, the breakdown of categories becomes smaller and smaller. So there we have it. Kingdom is the largest, and they become smaller and smaller in this order. So that's the order we want to look for. Kingdom first and species last. And that's also the order of the visual aid on the right. Kingdom at the top is the largest group. Species at the bottom is the smallest. So let's see, do we have a choice that starts with kingdom and ends with species? We do. That's our answer. Number 4 says, in which division of taxonomy are organisms initially broken down by whether or not they have a backbone? So let's go to our lesson pages and see, look for backbone, look for backbone. That's what our question is asking. Initially broke down by whether or not they have a backbone. So if I am looking and looking, you can also do Control Find and type backbone. Backbone is not on this page. You can check the next page and see if backbone is here. If backbone isn't here, then there's another word for backbone we need to find. Let's go back. There is something here where it's talking about animals broken down into categories, such as invertebrates and vertebrates. It says, in the class phylum, you begin to see a broad category of animals broken down into smaller or more specific categories, such as invertebrates and vertebrates. Well, let's find out what these are. You can highlight invertebrates and click definition. It says any animal lacking a backbone or notochord. You can also click the picture dictionary to see a picture of the invertebrates, and it shows you a backbone of a human, and then it has a line through it. So no backbone. Invertebrates do not have backbones. And then we can click vertebrates and go to the dictionary. It's already updated our definition and picture. It says animals having a body or a bony or cartilaginous skeleton with a segmented spinal column. So vertebrates have a backbone. And for the picture, you can see that there is a picture of the human body back with the backbone showing. So at the level phylum, we start to see the difference and separation of organisms with and without a backbone. So we can go back and select phylum and then submit our quiz. That's how you can complete a lesson quiz in your course.